afternoon, Year 6.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. And today's chapter is chapter 24, Grizzly, Toupee, which is like a wig. It's Aunt Alberta, exclaimed Sut from Somerset, as he landed with a bump in the fireplace of the kitchen, a black cloud of dust following him. Yes, replied Stella without thinking. I know! Her moustache has just fallen off. Who are you talking to, child? She demanded. Tell me! Who? Stella followed her aunt's gaze. The woman was looking straight past where the ghost was standing. Nobody, snapped the girl. Stella was desperate for her secret weapon to remain a secret. What do you mean, nobody? Aunt Alberta was becoming more suspicious by the second. You looked right over there and spoke. She pushed the girl down onto the chair before marching over to the fireplace and looking up the chimney. Sut edged to one side with his mouth now firmly shut. Hello! Alberta called up the tunnel. The word echoed up and down. Hello! 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 Hearing the echo, she couldn't resist actually shouting, Echo! It too echoed up and down. Echo! 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 There's no one up there, said the girl. Then who were you speaking to? Demanded Aunt Alberta. Stella had to think fast. I was just talking to my imaginary friend. The woman marched back over to her. My imaginary friend? She repeated, mocking her young niece's tone. What a big baby you are. I haven't had an imaginary friend for at least 5 years now. What's his name? Stella said the first thing that came into her head. King Kong. It was the name of a film that she had seen that year at the pictures with her papa. She had no idea why she chose that. What does this King Kong do exactly? Well, he's a giant monkey. Stella knew it sounded stupid, but now it was too late. Imaginary friends can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. There are many strange ones children sometimes choose. Here are some of them. We have got a leprechaun, a Martian, a princess from Tudor times, a pixie, a talking teddy bear, the monster that lives under your bed, a medieval knight, a friendly dragon, a cave boy, a kangaroo, a ventriloquist dummy, and King Kong. Alberta scoffed at the thought that her niece had chosen King Kong of all the things to be an imaginary friend. You are talking to a giant monkey? You really should know better. How old are you, child? I'll be 13 on Christmas Eve. Oh, yes. Of course you will. That's in just 2 days' time, Aunt Alberta reflected. Anyway, is this the same imaginary friend that you were talking to in the garage last night? Her aunt went on. You heard me talking in the garage? Stella felt sick to her stomach that she had been spied on, and she didn't even have the faintest idea. Oh, yes, exclaimed the woman, a sinister smile snaking across her face. I heard every word. Alberta took her pipe out of her pocket and lit it. Slowly she took a few puffs of that sickly sweet-smelling tobacco. It was clear the woman wanted to savour the moment, a moment where she could expound on her genius. Then, as the sound of flapping wings hummed down the corridor, Alberta looked away from her niece for a moment. Behind her back, Stella mouthed, hide, to Sut. The ghost nodded, and just before the giant bird flew through the doorway to the kitchen, he was safely back up the chimney. Ah, good morning, my darling, Aunt Alberta said as the owl came to rest on her arm. She gave Wagner a lingering kiss on the bill. The bird fluttered his wings and bobbed his head. Turning back to Stella, Alberta began again. Last night I was in the garage putting the finishing touches to my snow owl. Snow owl? Asked Stella. Yes, continued the woman. Surely you have heard of a snow owl, child. It's like a plan, but a little more, how can I say it? Owly? Correct, ventured the girl. Exactly. Stella had spotted the huge icy figure on the lawn, but she had no idea it was meant to be an owl. There seemed to be no end to her aunt's obsession with the large-headed species of bird. Then I saw a light in the window of the garage and I thought, well, that's a bit strange. Then when I approached the doors, I heard your voice. Somehow you had escaped from the cellar. Are you going to tell me how? The girl had to think fast. She didn't want her aunt to know she had used the chute. Then she might block it off, and all the chimneys. I found a spare key to the door on the floor of the coal cellar. Aunt Alberta's eyes narrowed. Did you really? Yes. I tiptoed upstairs and went to look at what happened to the rolls. I thought you were probably asleep and I didn't want to wake you. Murmured the woman. A likely story. Then I heard you talking about the tea being poisoned. I needed to find out exactly how much you really knew. I leaned on the door so I could listen in closer. I must have leaned a little bit too hard because it burst open. I remember, explained the girl. It was all coming together in her mind now, while Alberta set up this elaborate plan of disguising herself as the detective. Yes, child, you very nearly saw me. But then you closed the doors again, and I kept listening in. Then you said you were going to go to the police. Naughty niece. Your auntie didn't like that one bit. Oh no, your auntie didn't like that at all. The woman tutted playfully and smiled. That's when I hatched this ingenious plan of mine. So you cut the telephone line, asked Stella. I knew there was no dialing tone. Exactly right. And then I picked up the telephone in my room and pretended to be the operator. And then the police. This suit I am wearing I found tucked right in the back of your father's wardrobe. He won't be needing it anymore, will he? Ha 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 ha. You're despicable. I know. And I choose the name Strauss. That is my second favourite German composer. The moustache was a trimmed owl feather, coloured in with ink and stuck on with some glue. And as for the wig, I skinned a rat I was about to feed Wagner. Trimmed it with scissors to fit and then pinned it onto my head. Alberta then whipped it off, revealing her shock of red hair underneath. Stella was horrified at the sight of the Grizzly Toupee, especially on realising the rat's tail was still attached. Ew. Then all I had to do was disconnect my motorcycle from the sidecar and I had you completely fooled. Clever, aren't I? Aunt Alberta looked exceptionally pleased with herself. She was, in a word, smug. No, replied Stella. The woman's eyes narrowed. What do you mean, no? You're not that clever, Auntie. You gave yourself away. You let it slip that you ground up seeds from one of your deadly plants in your greenhouse and added them to the tea on the morning of the crash. It was a perfect plan. Poison everyone and then blame it all on an automobile accident, said Aunt Alberta lightly, before the tone of her voice darkened. But then I thought you had gone and you ruined it by surviving. I knew that tea tasted funny, exclaimed the girl. I poured mine out into a pot plant. I wondered why my begonia had died, murmured Alberta. Anyway, when your father's will was read out, I realised I needed you alive. Long enough for me to get you to sign over the deeds anyway. I can't believe my idiot brother wrote that if you died, Saxby Hall would be sold and all the money given to the poor. Who cares about those grubby little peasants? The girl fixed the woman with a stare. What you have to remember, Alberta, is you can never win. Is that so? Purred Alberta. Yes, because I will never, ever sign those deeds to you, ever. Never, ever, ever. Announced Stella. But what you want me, but Saxby Hall, will never be yours. Alberta smirked. It was as if the whole thing was a game to her. Then, child, let me introduce you to the Owl Rack. And that's the end of that chapter. And the next chapter is called The owl rack
Yes.
is a detective, that one. Until then, bye.
Bye.